effectively. So just kind of want to let you know a few things that we're going to cover, why you should be on LinkedIn, why you should join groups, a little bit how to navigate it, and then I'm going to dive right into the groups, the strategy, how to find what to join, and then how to connect with people. So this is me, and I've been in business for about 4 years. Like I said, I fell in love with LinkedIn about a year ago, but I have lots of experience with other marketing. I have 5 team members that work with me to do everything, and they're amazing. We stay up to date on the latest and greatest with all of the social platforms. And then we work with teams all over our country managing their social media. So, and if you ever do want other social media tips and tricks, my blog is admin-ease.com, and is updated twice a week with social media tips and tricks, including LinkedIn information. So why should you be on LinkedIn? It's obviously the #1 business site. The great thing about it is more than 90% of the people on there are the decision makers. So you're most likely not communicating with somebody's secretary, somebody's sales manager. It's usually the actual person that is communicating with you, which is unusual for most platforms. Most people on LinkedIn make over $100,000 a year. That's US dollars. So most people that do it are pretty successful. It's adding 2 new members a second. LinkedIn has been so popular, they've actually just recently lowered the age limit from 18 to 13. So it is broadening their audience there. Over 25 million profiles are viewed every day. And most of the visitors on LinkedIn are new to your organization or haven't heard of you, or this is the first experience that they're having with anything that you provide. And then if you do work on LinkedIn, it can be a little bit slower process because you're building relationships. You're not just immediately asking for sales, but it is a genuine process, and it does build those relationships, and so they're lasting. And so when it does come time for the sale, it's an easy sell because you're selling to your friends. So why should you join groups? At the last count, this was a couple months ago, there was more than 2 million groups on LinkedIn. So there's a lot of information being passed and shared, and there's a lot of relationships being built, and there's a wide variety of topics that you could join groups to learn more. People that engage in groups, their profile is viewed as 4 times more than somebody who doesn't engage in groups. And the purpose and the reason for that is because people, when you're in groups and you're commenting and you're engaging in those discussions, which I'll show you how to do, but when you're doing that, people look at you and say, oh, who is that? Who's having those conversations? Who is this person contributing? And they're looking at your profile and then they're connecting with you. So it does help increase your visibility. And then another thing I thought just was super interesting is that there's more than 200 conversations per minute happening within groups on LinkedIn. So why should you join group? I've given you, some statistics as to why, but more than that, there's really just tons and tons of prospects, people that are waiting to learn from you and hear from you, and that really just want to associate with you. It's a way to make more connections. People are more interested in meeting you and talking to you than just seeing another business page or another article posted, or people these days seek for that connection. And that's really growing your business has gone back to that, is to making those connections. And LinkedIn provides a great platform to do that. And it also allows you to position yourself as a thought leader. And I will show you exactly how I do that. So navigating on LinkedIn, I just wanted to show you a little bit or let you know a few things that you should be aware of on LinkedIn. So very first, before you start doing anything on LinkedIn, make sure that your profile is updated. I hear very, very often when I give presentations, or even from my clients, that they have a profile, but it's not updated, or they don't even have a picture, or they're not sure the last time they logged in. Those are all fine, but make sure before you start doing anything else that your profile is up to date. I'm going to exit out of this real quick. I want to show you one more thing on your actual profile, where to get your updates and your messages, because this is also important when you're trying to establish relationships with people. People want to know that you're active and you're current. So when you first log into LinkedIn, this right here is your feed. It's kind of like your Facebook feed. So this is all of the information that people have shared. You want to make sure that you're going through this regularly and commenting to people or talking to them, sharing their articles, sharing your like your favorite line from an article or anything to engage with people. You want to be doing that regularly. It's important so that when people do come look at you, that they know that you're active. And then the other thing is up here is your messages, this little message icon. You want to make sure that you're responding to messages within 24 to 48 hours. It's really important that you treat that message box just like email. If you're not responding to people, they don't think you're active, or they will eventually stop reaching out to you. So it's important to watch both those things. And then your posting strategy. So when I talked about the updates right here in this feed, if you click share and update, this is where you can actually share something on LinkedIn. And I recommend that you start doing this at least 2 to 3 times a week. You eventually want to work up and get to 5 times a week. But in the beginning, you want to at least start with a couple times a day. Now, those can be things like blog posts that you've written, interesting articles that you found. If you are referring someone, so maybe you did business with somebody recently and you were really pleased with what they did for you, you can promote them this way. If you have any changes in your company, maybe you're hiring, maybe you are, you hired a new employee, you have a company event, anything like that all counts as updates. So I recommend start doing that a few times a week, just to let people know that you're here and that you're engaged. Get back over here. Okay, so here's your strategy with groups. So you used to be able to join 50 groups. Last fall, LinkedIn made some significant changes to their groups platform. So now you can join up to 100 groups. I don't recommend, if you can join 100 groups, that's awesome. But I do recommend that you join at least 40 to 50. That may seem like a lot, and yes, it is. But the purpose of that is LinkedIn will suggest that you connect with people based on your groups that you're in. So if you're in the same, so if you and another person are in several different groups together, LinkedIn will email you and say, hey, you have some very common interests with this person, maybe you should connect with them. So it is just another way to get leads and find people that you that have your similar interests. So join up to 40 to 50. That being said, you don't need to focus on all of those, and I'll explain that in a minute. As you're joining your groups, about 10% of them should be related to your industry so that you can stay up to date on everything that's going on within your specific industry. The other 90% should really be your target market. Should really be where your ideal client is hanging out. That's who you want to be around. If you are hanging out in a bunch of groups that are just the people that do the exact same thing as you do, they're not going to be as effective in finding clients for you, because that's what those people are doing as well. So you're in 50 groups, but I pick 2 to 3 groups a quarter to focus on engaging. So what that means is, of all my 50 groups, I go through those and I see which ones I think are going to benefit me the most. And then I pick 2 or 3 of those and I log in almost every day, and I'm commenting in those groups. I'm having conversations. I'm reaching out to people. I'll show you what I mean by that, but picking 2 to 3 to focus on. So yes, you're in 50 to 100 groups for the connections, but you're really only engaging in 2 to 3, which really is a reasonable number. If you try to engage in all 50 of those groups, you would be on LinkedIn all day long. And I don't know how you'd be spreading yourself very thin, so I don't know how effective that would be. So finding groups to join. So you can just use in the search, and I will actually just show you this. So say you are interested in groups about LinkedIn. In the search bar, you just type in LinkedIn and just click enter. And over here, you click on this left-hand side, you click groups. And here are all the groups related to LinkedIn. So and then to join a group, it will say join. So LinkedIn used to, so I'm going to click on this and just show you, you used to be able to log into the group and kind of see what conversations were happening. You could see who was contributing, who the people in the group were. You could see quite a bit of information. They would give you some statistics on how active the group was. But like I said last fall, they made some significant changes to the groups. And one of those is that they took all of those features away. So now when you ask to join a group, the only thing you can see is the title, the number of members, these administrators, who of my connections are in this group, and then this short description. So it really is kind of trial and error, finding which groups to join. And then you have to be approved. So if I click ask to join, they'll just have, my request has been submitted, they have to approve me. Once I've been approved, I can see everything that's going on. So that has some pros and some cons. The benefits are there's very little spamming anymore. There used to be that you'd go into groups and you'd see all of the same posts because the same person would go in and post their same job description or their same blog that they wrote this week or whatever the case may be. But it was a lot of spamming. And so we haven't seen that as much anymore. The conversations have been pretty genuine, and it really is just like a peer discussion and a peer group. Oftentimes I see questions just, hey, do you know how to do this? Or does anybody know of a company that does this? So, and then people are commenting and asking questions back and just starting to engage in those conversations. So there's been a lot more of that since they locked down the groups, which has been a good thing. The cons of it, really, if you are someone like me who relies on the group to build their business and really want to make sure that they're in the most effective groups that they can be, when you're not provided a lot of information, you don't really know if it's a good group to join or not. That being said, you can join up to 100, so I haven't found any real problems. If I'm invited into a group and I join it and I go in and it's not what I thought it would be, then I just don't focus on that group for the quarter. That's really kind of what I've been doing. So it's been okay. Okay, so once you find your group, you're in it, here's some of the things you're going to look for. You want regular discussions. You want quality discussions. You want people asking questions, not promoting themselves. You want people that are commenting and adding to the discussions and providing value. You want posts that are relevant to the group. And you want to make sure that the group is moderated. So if you go in and you see a whole bunch of spamming comments, you know that that group's not moderated and that's not something that you want to focus your time on. Whereas if you go into a group and they're very quality discussions and people are engaging and working with each other, that's a group that you want to be in and you want to focus on. You also want to make sure that people are engaging in conversation at least daily, if not more than once a day. There are some groups that people only, post or start conversations a couple times a week. And again, that's really not super effective because they're not engaging on a regular basis. So how to participate. The first thing when you get into a group, you want to go in, like I said, and kind of scroll through and look at the posts and see how often are people commenting, what types of things are they discussing. You just want to get a feel for how it's running. It's appropriate to introduce yourself and just say, hey, my name's Kristy. I'm new to this group. Here's a little bit about my business. Here's what I'm looking to get out of this group. Just provide, and a lot of times people will comment back to you and say, that's so great. I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. And at that point, when someone says that, I invite them to have a phone call with me. So which is really the purpose of that. So the other thing that you want to do is become known in the group. And I need to take out this top contributor. They do not report a top contributor status anymore. They used to, so that you knew who was contributing regularly to the group, but that's one of the changes. They took that away. But you do want to be known in the group. You want people to recognize your name and recognize the content that you're posting and recognize that you're in that group often and that you're contributing. Just like if you were in person, if you were in a networking group in person, you want people to know that you're committed, that you're there, that you're providing value. It's the same thing with the LinkedIn groups. You don't want to make it all about you. It's important that you're asking questions about other people, that you're helping promote other businesses, that you're asking questions. You know, maybe you have a client that needs some more information on something and you don't know the answer. It's appropriate to go to a LinkedIn group and ask for feedback. I do that quite often. And really you want to ask yourself, why does someone want to connect with me? And that's what you want to portray to the group. So other ways to participate. You want to obviously provide value and share generously. If people are asking for resources or asking questions, you absolutely want to make sure that you're responding to those, that you are, and just that you're providing value to them, and making sure that people want to get to know you. If you are going to be if you do write blog posts or write any sort of article, it's appropriate to share in those groups after you have been in the group for several weeks and people know who you are. If you join groups right away and just start posting your own content, people aren't going to want to talk with you or communicate with you, because you're basically just self-promoting right as soon as you get into a group. So it's appropriate to share what you've written, but you need to wait a couple weeks to start doing that. You can ask questions to start a discussion. So if you post an article, you could say, what's your favorite part of this article? Or, you know, Facebook just rolled out a bunch of changes. What do you think about those? Anything that's going to get people to start a discussion with you and start responding to you and just engage in that conversation. You want to show your expertise. So oftentimes the way I find business is when I'm in my groups, if somebody asks a specific question about LinkedIn or Facebook, I can jump right in and answer that question, and then people know who I am. And people know that I'm an expert in that particular field, and that I know what I'm talking about. So the other thing that I do is when I do post things and people comment back to me, I reach out to them personally and say, hey, we're in the same group. I noticed you commented on this article. I'd love to talk further. Or, you know, if it's a question that you're answering for someone, you could say, I'd love to talk to you more about this. Let's get on the phone. You know, the purpose is really to engage with these people, but get them on the phone so that you can have a genuine discussion about the topic. So how do you find people who to connect with? Like I mentioned before, who are the top contributors? Who are the people that are constantly posting articles or commenting on questions? Or I consider myself a top contributor in my few groups that I focus on each quarter. And so people are constantly reaching out to me and saying, hey, we're in this same group. I noticed you comment a lot. I'd love to talk to you more. That happens on a fairly regular basis for me. You can also check the members tab and reach out to people. Once you're in a group, they will display all the members to you. So you could reach out to people that way. And again, let them know we're in this same group. I'd love to connect further. But make sure that you're reviewing their profiles before you're connecting, and that it's someone that really is going to help you reach your goals and help you further what you're working on. When you are sending a connection request to people, make sure that you always personalize it. I get requests every single day that it's just the generic message that says, I'd like to add you to my professional network. I usually deny those requests just because most of the time it's someone spamming. So I prefer that people write a personal message and let me know why they're connecting with me. So whether we're in the same group or I met them in person somewhere, or they read through my profile and they just really liked what I had to say and want to get to know me more, always make sure you're personalizing your message. If somebody does connect with you, always make sure that you follow up with a message to them that says, thank you for connecting with me. And ask them some questions. A great thing to ask them is any questions about their profile. You can ask them, if you're in the same group, what's your favorite thing about this group? I like to ask people what their favorite personal development books are. I read a lot, and so I'm always adding to my list. And I feel like that is a non-salesy question that I can ask people that they usually respond to me. And it opens things up so that people want to talk to me because I'm not being salesy. So whenever possible, you want to provide value to them. So if they tell you their biggest business challenge is they're scared to go to networking groups because they're scared to talk in front of people. Maybe you find an interesting article on the internet about getting over that fear of speaking or something, so that you're providing them value without expecting anything in return. That you're really just saying, hey, here, I know you have this problem. I genuinely want to help you solve it. So oftentimes I hear this, that people get on LinkedIn, they think that having the most connections is the best thing, or connections or friends. LinkedIn does rank you against your connections to say who has the most connections. So it will say, of all your 1,000 friends, you have more connections than 50 of them, or whatever your number is. That rank, honestly, to me, I don't know why LinkedIn shows it. Let me show you where to view it. I don't know why they do that. I don't like that they do that. It's kind of a silly thing. It encourages people to get more connections so that they can be cooler than their friends, which is not a good practice. So I tell people, let me get to it. So I tell people, don't focus on how many connections you have. You can have thousands of connections, but if you are not genuinely connecting with them or engaging with them, then it doesn't matter. You're not helping your business grow. So how your profile ranks for views. So I don't even know where mine is. So I'm 96 out of 580. So, but there are some people that really go through and just ask for connection requests so that this number can jump for them. It's kind of, it's not a good business practice. Let me just say that. So I would focus more on getting genuine connections and engaging with people than that number. So it's definitely more important. At this point, what questions do you guys have about groups or connecting in them?
Are you asking if we do have questions?
Yeah. Does anybody have questions about any groups?
Well, I'll check our website if there is any questions so far. But I would ask you a question. So far, it seems to be very similar to Facebook, isn't it? You expert on both of them. What's the difference? What's the difference would be between Facebook's and the LinkedIn? Yeah.
So there's a few. So LinkedIn is primarily business to business. It's not a place to post pictures of your kids or your cat or whatever else.
You can stop sharing the screen if you're answering questions, or because otherwise you're showing myself again.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Let's try that again. So Facebook is more of a personal site. Yes, you have business pages, and you have things related to your business that you share, but LinkedIn is primarily business to business, and the people that are hanging out there are trying to grow their business and promote their business. Facebook is more you can get business from Facebook. Yes, it's possible. But Facebook is that's more of a personal site. So on my Facebook page, I share quite a bit of personal information related to my business. So just this morning, I posted a video of my office and me getting ready for this presentation.
Hi, Riz. Yeah,
So,
you'll be too late, but yeah, don't worry. Okay, Kristy,
My apologies.
yeah,
hi.
okay, Riz
Hi.
from Pakistan. This is actually a person who told me that LinkedIn is very sexy.
That it's not, or it is?
It is.
Oh, it is. Good. I'm glad you
No,
think
that's. I tell you something. I told him that if you want to talk about something, you need to talk about LinkedIn because I've been working on LinkedIn since like 2009. And I've been into LinkedIn and generating my business from there.
Good.
Basically, I'm doing a couple of things from there. I'm a recruitment specialist, okay, for IT industry, okay. Along with that, I do some kind of SEO work also, and that's being done from the new post stuff that's being introduced by LinkedIn. And above all, I'm getting a lot of friends from LinkedIn. So it's more like I call it a sexy thing for me at least. I don't know about other people there.
So, what's your favorite part of LinkedIn?
If you ask me, I like the recent one that writing the post and everything. Then people comment on that. Okay,
Yep.
that's the best one. I love it.
The post?
Yeah, but the problem comes up like people like me, we cannot afford the premium packages that easy. Okay, so we stay on the free part. So what I usually do, I change my region every month. Means if I'm in Pakistan in January, I make my region United States in February. Then in March I go to Turkey. So in this way, all the people around the world, I can easily gather them. I can easily cater them. I can talk to them. I can share things with them. So it's pretty easy for that.
That's an interesting strategy. I've never thought of that. So, I don't use the premium version. I use just the free version, and all my clients, I tell them to just use the free version as well. I feel like everything I've done on that has been pretty successful with just the free version. So,
Yeah, that's good. That's what I told him. Like, Anton, if you want to work on or you find about things, LinkedIn is the best place.
yeah, it is. It's been good for me.
Okay, I'll just explain. This one just got here. It's not the presentation. It hasn't been finished. Just Kristy asked if there are any questions so far. Obviously, as you haven't listened, you don't have a question so far. Kristy, do we have more presentation?
No, as far as the groups, I am
Okay.
done with presenting on the groups. I'm happy to, if there are other questions about LinkedIn or if there's anything else you'd like me to cover
Okay,
besides.
then we have freestyle conversation. So Riz, you just came in a very right moment.
Okay.
Okay, and
And first, my apologies. My
yeah,
apologies.
Kristy.
Even my hair are not combed up because I was outside. I went for a walk, and I live near the beach, so it was pretty windy outside today. So I just came back rushing, and I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about the session today." So just that popped up. So first, my apologies for the way I look. Okay, I'm sorry for that.
No, it's okay. Just now, you have to come up with an intelligent question to Kristy as the matter of apologizing. Okay, and
So,
guys who are watching us, any question on LinkedIn, also as a Facebook expert. If you have question on Facebook, shoot. Just type in comments on our webpage or a YouTube channel chat. Just shoot your question. Okay, Riz, it's your time to ask some intelligent question.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of questions. Like if you've been working because I don't Christine, I don't know your profile, okay? Because I did not even see what your profile is all about. It was about LinkedIn. I was like, okay, find somebody from the LinkedIn would probably, But
yeah.
I just don't like one thing in LinkedIn because now the people around the world are making it same as a Facebook, okay?
Yeah.
They're post
That's
they're
what my
posting
question was. What's the difference?
like they're posting different things. Even though I was so much laughing. I saw a girl. She posted her picture, okay, on the main post, and she was like, "Can you give me, how many likes would you like to give me?" And like I was just looking at that. Okay, here I come, like 400, 300, 600, 800 people, and they start liking. Like, okay, fine, this was supposed to be a very professional network. It's not a Facebook. So what could be the solution for that?
So she was asking for likes on
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Wow, I will be honest, I have never seen that.
Like,
I would be that discourages me to know that people are trying to make it like Facebook. I like Facebook a lot, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've grown a business on it, and I manage it for several companies across the United States. But the thing that attracts me to LinkedIn is I feel like it is primarily business development, and people there are also, they have like interests and like goals as I do. You know, they're trying to grow their business, and they're trying to learn from the best to do that. So I did you comment back to her?
no, I blocked her.
I probably would have done that too.
I tell you something. What I like, what I don't like in LinkedIn, there's a couple of things. Like, first, how intelligent are you? 6 divided by 3 multiplied by 1 plus 2. What's your answer? We are not here to give an IQ test, okay?
Yep.
First, that's the core problem that usually we face. I personally face. And then I find out those people and I start blocking them up. You would not believe, right now, even as we speak, I just logged into my LinkedIn. I got like 161 invitations, 161 connections. Okay, they are pending. I've not seen them yet.
Oh wow.
Okay.
You're popular.
No, I'm not.
I don't have 161 connection requests.
But the problem comes up when I get profile invitations, mostly or usually I've seen people's profiles are not completed, and
Yep.
still they can send friends request or connection request. There needs to be some criteria that LinkedIn could do that. That's what my personal suggestion or thoughts are. By the way, where are you? Because it's 3 a.m. or it's 11 a.m. in the morning.
I'm in Utah. So USA.
Okay. No, I know that. I know that Utah. I know. I've been working for U.S. companies like for more than 6 years, so I know each and every state because I was looking at the time right now because the clock is pretty good. So the problem comes up that if your profile is not complete, it should not send request.
Yeah, I could agree with that. There are softwares out there. There's two companies that I know of that will go through your profile, go through all the connections related to you, and will just send connection requests to people. It will send up to 500 a day before you get marked as spam. I wish the LinkedIn would find a way to get rid of those programs or block them before. I mean, because if you're truly connecting with people, nobody connects with 500 people a day. Like, who has time to do that? That obviously is an automated software or system that is promoting that. And so, for me, I wish that was not available. And yeah, one of the ways you could block that is if they don't have a profile picture or their profile is not completed. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
and the second is that LinkedIn had started posting AdSenses. I don't know why they start doing that.
They stopped doing ads?
Yeah, they start doing ads.
Oh, I don't. You'll have to ask. So AJ Wilcox, I know, did a presentation on LinkedIn ads. Did you watch that?
No, I did not.
So he is.
I don't think they stop ads, but they kind of make it very, very difficult because you can't, as a person, you cannot do ads anymore in LinkedIn. You have to have this corporate whatever we call page or profile. Yeah, if you don't have corporate profile, you cannot do ads, but you still can do ads. But
If it's, I guess,
they make it extremely difficult, and
And then I guess it's because if you have a free profile, you can see the ads, and if it's a premium one, you would not see the ads. I probably find it out that way, because usually right now I've logged in. What I can see my whole page. I can see that 15 people or 20 people are wants to keep in touch with you, and just right below that, I see an advertisement for the RAS. Okay, which is like, okay, why do I have an advertisement again? So that sometimes irritate. It makes you feel that, okay, fine, you're on Facebook again.
With the ads.
Yeah.
Well, I would.
No, but it's just kind
It's
of
on the sidebars.
strange
It's on the
because I
sidebars.
Oh, actually, maybe.
first time I see company which make it very difficult for you to give them the money. Which LinkedIn make it very difficult. I used to do adverts and it used to be easy. And after that they change everything, and now you cannot do it unless you have corporate profile which you connected with and all this. And it's just incredibly much more. I'm pretty sure you can do it, but it's much more difficult. And the first time I see company which doesn't want your money.
Huh. Yeah, I would say that their ads on any social platform are never going to go away. Just because they want it.
But Anton, I tell you something.
Kristy, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do not do ads. No. Nope, I don't. That's why AJ and I work so well together. And we have several clients that we work together with, because I do the organic side of things, how to build your business organically and build those relationships, and he does the ad side. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot about them except for what I've learned from him. So.
But
okay.
Like, that's
Okay.
with LinkedIn, it's good.
Go.
You know what, Anton? If you throw me on LinkedIn, I can talk the whole day. I can like just. But you know what? I tell you something. I've been doing in LinkedIn. I've been doing a lot of research with LinkedIn's, because you have like 100 people researched. You cannot go and find more people around because it's a free account. So we brought some cheat codes on that. Okay. What we do, we usually go for the country short codes, the extensions that like for UAE, for UK is uk.linkedin.com and all those things. So we did try to create a lot of short codes, and we have been doing it. So for free, sometimes we also get around like 300 people's list, and we can easily pick up whatever we want. But I think LinkedIn should give value to people, those people who are coming daily on LinkedIn, spending time over there, and LinkedIn should also think about, okay, fine, these are the people who are spending a lot of time here. They're posting public posts, they're publishing posts, or they're sharing the updates and things. They should give something to us also, like, but we're not getting anything from there.
So you can be invited if you post enough and share enough things on LinkedIn Pulse. That'll invite you to be an influencer.
I tell you something. The problem, but the problem comes up. There is a difference between our region and your region, because what we usually post is regarding to the country as Pakistan.
Yeah.
We don't publish something that is worldwide.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to be influencer if we start posting something about United States or something in United States or in UK or in Australia, some of these regions. But if you're only posting things regarding Pakistan, the recruitments in Pakistan, the IT industry, the upcoming technology, so it would not go into that. I remember not my recent post, one of my old posts regarding the branding and things. It was reviewed by a lot of American people, okay, for a lot of LinkedIn American connections, but still it does not come up that stage, because that is mostly focused by the people in Pakistan only.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So it could not be possible for us to, be into influential that way. By the way, right now I'm in Turkey. I'm not in Pakistan, according to LinkedIn. So I'll be traveling to Ireland tomorrow or day after.
So how often do you change it?
I change it like every 20 days or 30 days.
20 or 30 days. Okay.
Then I
That's
start writing. Then I start writing the post about that country and how much the recruitment process is going. Then the people over there, they get this connection. They come up to me. They talk. We start talking. I bring them on Skype. Then we are on Skype.
okay.
Well, I still didn't get it. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Why you should move to Ireland and make posts about Ireland? Why cannot you be, I don't know, wherever you are? And I'm in the Ukraine here. If I start talking about United States, is there any disadvantage?
So
Okay.
so you can search to connect with people based on the region that you're in or the region they're in. So I would imagine you're switching regions so that you can connect with people in certain areas. Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I do.
but
Okay.
I usually don't even care if I like stuff. I like content. I don't really care where it comes from. Is it Australian or it's American or it's Pakistani? For me,
I
makes
tell you
really
something. No, no,
little
no,
difference.
no, no. Anton, it makes a huge difference. If you're thinking that your region does not make a difference, it does make a difference. If I'm
This
from
is what my
Pakistan,
question. Explain it
I
to
tell you
me.
something. If I am from Pakistan and I send a request to an American, okay, whatsoever happens, and that American has a negative impact of a Pakistan or has a religion phobia, would never add me.
Well,
Religion
Would
yeah,
phobia.
never
it's
add
it's,
me.
it's
Okay, but
understandable.
if I change my region from Pakistan to Ireland to America to UK to any country around the world, and then I send the request, then my passion and my profile is being viewed, not the region. So it makes a difference. For us, it makes a difference.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see why you would do that.
Because and secondly, the problem with us, if you stick to one region only, you cannot explore the other regions around the world. So my suggestion, if somebody asks me, because I right now one of the girl in Dubai, she's stuck in Dubai. She's looking for a job. Okay, so she was like, I asked her, where's your profile from? She was like, my profile is from India, and I said, because you are in Dubai, you are in UAE, you need to change your location. She was like, really? I said, yeah. So she changed the location and she got a job in next 3 hours. And 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 her visa was getting expired in next 3 days. So LinkedIn plays a vital role according to the regions also. It's not only that it plays a role. If I'm from Pakistan, I get I get the first 300 results from Pakistan only. But if I change the region, then I'm going to get the search according to those country first. And
Region
also
means your location.
your location. You know what? I tell you something. If you find you need a PHP developer, you write PHP developer, you hit search engine, okay? Then it gives you the results of all the PHP developers, right? So what you do, it gives you 500, and as a free member, you have a result for 100 only. What I suggest is go to the countries on the left side of the bar, select each and every country every time. So in this way, if you select it 5 times, different countries, you get all 500 people searches for free. You don't need to go for the restriction that LinkedIn has that you have to search only 101 time. So this means playing with the filters also gives you a great results.
Yeah, I would have never thought of that. But I usually
That's
just
why
searching for people in the United
I
States. So
oh, okay. No, but I usually do that, like, because that's one of my friends called that you have a wife, and I was like, really, I have a wife? I don't have one. I'm single. He said LinkedIn is your wife. You're spending most of your time over there, so that needs to be a wife now. I was like, okay.
oh, that's funny.
Because
I
now
placed something in my LinkedIn, and now LinkedIn sending me a job offer from Guatemala. No, I don't know what I've done, but I didn't change my location. But I still keep sending me the job offer from Guatemala. I guess next stop will be Guatemala.
oh, all right. So if you're going, we're going to have a next session from there.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm checking our websites, and guys who are watching us, we're going to 1 hour if you're still watching us. If you do have questions, it's the last time to ask question, because I know it is it's impossible to stop him, but everybody has to do something and has plans and everything. So, guys, if you're watching us, if you do have questions on LinkedIn groups, on LinkedIn all together, on Facebook, ask now. Okay, Kristy, I'll ask a couple technical questions. Everybody ask as well. Will slides will be available? Will you
Oh
send
yeah,
me
I can
your
check.
slides or?
Sure.
Okay, so slides we will upload as usual. If somebody wants to contact you, okay, people sometimes first sometimes they're shy or slow, or they're just watching a recording. If they want to contact you, what is the best way to do that?
It's
Because I
Kristy.
noticed you're
It's
typically.
I can tell you it's Kristy at admin-ease.com, right? That's the
Yep.
best email address.
Yeah. So the slides have all my contact information as well, or they can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Okay, LinkedIn, Kristy Honsvick, you can see. It's on our web site exactly how to spell her surname. I don't know that there are many of them, and she's from Utah, United
Yes.
States. So LinkedIn, go there and use a little bit of flattery. Tell her she likes personal messages. So if you want to contact her, tell her. So you attended her webinar and it was absolutely great. In this case, she will never refuse you to contact in LinkedIn. Is a way to do it?
To connect with me?
Yeah. So to connect with you first in LinkedIn, I have to put a little bit of flattery and said I have been to your webinar and it was absolutely great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if
I've already done that.
they just send me a connection request, I won't know who they are. So I'll probably not accept them.
Okay, but I have sent it to you right now, so can you accept that? All
Oh,
right.
okay. Let me get on there and
Okay. Okay,
yep,
guys, if we
there
do
you
have
are.
more questions, I mean, not you too. I am talking about audience outside the webinar room. Actually, audience outside webinar room. See how much more fun is here. So next time, try to get in here. Just send me email before. Okay, guys, anyone who wants to ask question now, or just try to connect to Kristy through the LinkedIn or send the question to me and I will contact to Kristy. Okay, if you won't have any more questions, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna thanks Kristy for very interesting webinar and even much more interesting conversation after this webinar and say to all audience, not to you too, but to all audience, thank you for watching us. We'll have another webinar tomorrow and next week and week after the next. Stay with us, be with us, send us your feedback, your questions, everything. But for tonight or for today, depends on where you are. Thank you very much and goodbye.